Yo, what's going on, guys? Emperor Wave here, and today I want to talk to you guys about one of the most recognizable anime series out there, One Punch Man. This video is going to serve one of two purposes. Either it's going to bring you some nostalgia, or it's going to make you remember the reasons why you love the series. Or it's going to get you to climb from under that rock you've been living under for the past couple of years, if you haven't heard of the series yet or even watched it. Let's not waste no time and let's get right to it. So like I was saying, One Punch Man is a very widely known series, especially for it to be birthed and blown up in the 2010s. When I was in high school, there were very few people who generally talked about anime, and if groups did discuss anime, they would only talk about the much older and much more established series like Naruto, Dragon Ball, and I've even had female classmates who loved Sailor Moon. They were basically mainly series who settled in North America and made a name for themselves. However, every now and then some new series would take over the internet and grab a lot of people's attention, whether it be through memes or just overall coolness. It would just have people talking. I've mentioned Attack on Titan being one of these breakthrough series, but One Punch Man was also one of these, shockingly enough. I remember my first time watching One Punch Man. There were already 2 episodes out and I just happened to wake up 2 hours earlier than normal before school. So I decided to watch it to blow some time, and once I watched it, I knew exactly why people loved it so much. One Punch Man had some of the most stellar animation in season 1 I've ever seen. When you couple the hype of the animation with a character that's such a goof and yet such a badass at the same time, the series came with a certain charm to it. Everyone loved it. Normally when authors have intentions on making their characters extremely overpowered, it's usually due to the fact that they want to make them a part of some kind of special race. You know, like Goku or Superman. But the thing about Goku and Superman are that their stories are dealt with more seriously than Saitama's. Don't get me wrong, they do have their moments of goofiness, especially Goku, but Saitama and the entire world of One Punch Man gives me a completely different vibe altogether. Occasionally you'll find the story poking at and making fun of well-known common anime tropes, and a lot of the time you get some really well done moments that diverts expectations. A good example of that is King as a character, the strongest man on earth, and the truth of what we learned about him. Which leads me to my next point. I don't think that there's a character in One Punch Man that I dislike. Each character has their own unique character designs, their own special abilities, and their different motivations for being a hero or even a villain. One of the most interesting characters we were introduced to was Garrow. It was like I knew he was on the other side against the heroes, but I still wanted to see him kinda come out victorious. Although I knew he wouldn't become victorious facing off against Saitama, of course. But I really felt for him in his backstory. His backstory wasn't necessarily that deep or that dark, but I still felt where he was coming from being a child. All of his battles we seen in season 2 were extremely interesting, and I really enjoyed his character interactions with some of the heroes, and even the little kid as well, regardless of the decrease in animation for season 2. I still found it plenty enjoyable. And then there's of course Saitama and Genos. It's kinda funny because Genos fits the stereotype of a super cool hero, unlike the Cape Baldy. But it's really been dope watching each of them develop in their own way. With Genos, it's more so him wanting to become stronger from a physical standpoint, while Saitama is essentially dealing with his mental barriers, dealing with the product of becoming too strong. It's really an incredible take on such a simplistic story, and it's actually really reflective on life when you think about it. In life, there are people who have close to nothing, but they get a thrill and a kick out of grinding to become better as an overall person, whether that be money, fame, or whatever. On the other hand, there are people who either are born with everything or achieve their goals really fast. The majority of those people naturally turn their attention to some other form of satisfaction. That's kind of what I get from these two, and I enjoy every bit of it. I mean, come on, the story about a guy called One Punch Man who pretty much destroys every monster with one punch, having dilemmas, that's kind of hilarious in its own right. Of course, there's a lot more I could talk about, but I'ma hold off on that for now, until I finally sit down and catch up with the manga anyway, if I decide to do so. I know that it's around One Punch Man chapter 140 currently. Do you guys think it's worth the read, if you do read One Punch Man anyway? We don't have any current confirmations of One Punch Man season 3 yet, but I assume that it's going to be coming eventually. I doubt that season 2 did that bad to the point where they won't be able to make the 3rd season of One Punch Man. But yeah, man, One Punch Man is a great series, and if you haven't watched it, for some reason, for some crazy reason, if you haven't watched One Punch Man yet, give it a try. But yeah, this is the end of the video. Make sure to click the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Don't forget to click the noti bell to stay up to date with my latest content. And yeah, this is Wave, and I'm out. Peace.